Hey everyone, welcome to Dream Creator Diaries, our podcast where we get real about the behind the scenes of building your dream life using content creation. My name is Prachi.
And I'm Harsh. We are partners in life and business. So the last 4.5 years, we have spent figuring out how to grow online, how to be full-time content creators, how to monetize our Instagram, and how to build a personal brand that actually brings in income.
And that's why we created Dream Creator Academy to help beginners like yourself to figure all of this out without losing your mind in the process.
So if you've been looking for some real behind the scenes of being content creators, of working with brands, of monetizing your presence online, or of just building something that lasts, you're in the right place.
So in today's episode, we are talking about what would happen if we lost everything and we had to start from zero. I think we should talk about this because it's a real possibility. It actually sadly happened to somebody we know where their account was just taken away for no good reason, where they had like 250,000 followers. It was their full-time income and it just disappeared overnight, and no matter what they tried, they can't get it back. So that made us think, what would we do if we had to start from zero, and how would that look like?
It's crazy that these things can happen, but it does happen. It's an interesting take. I was wondering when you asked me this question, like, how would we start? What would be different? I'm going to go get right into the main stuff.
Let's do it.
All right. So I think if we just started fresh today, the first thing I would do with you properly is sit down and write, where is this taking us? Like, have a long-term vision and not just randomly create.
Yeah.
I feel like when we started off, we had a vague idea that we wanted to travel the world, but we didn't really know what this page or like what this profile, where is it going to take us?
Yeah.
And if we started today, I would like to know that, okay, if we create content for this amount of time, we build something with it at the end of the line.
Yeah.
So just to like clarify what I'm saying, what I mean is that you can create content, you can build an audience, but like, what do you want to do with that community? Like, do you want to build a business in the future? Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to build your own web series? Do you want to offer a service? Like, have a basic idea, because content creation is great. Fame is nice, but in the long run, it's money that's going to pay your bills. And you want to understand, with all this distribution, the community you have, the people who are watching your content, is distribution, is eyeballs, is attention. So where do you want to take this attention? If we were starting off fresh, I would like to have a good idea about what we're going to do with all this attention.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you. That's sort of like my brain as well, is like anytime I start something new, I want to like write it down, open my diary, ask myself questions and like journal about it. That's what we would do, I guess, as well. If we had to start from zero, we would ask ourselves some real questions of like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why do we want to become content creators? What's the motivation? Try to uncover why behind it, because I feel like that's so important. That's sort of like the motivation in a dark day where like everyone's like hating you. You have so many haters now and people are sending you mean DMs. Like, how do you still show up when that happens? So that's because you have a strong reason for doing this. I would uncover our reason. And then once we do have our reason, which we already do have a reason, once I would arrive at that reason, I feel like then it would be time for strategy. I wouldn't just blindly start an Instagram page and upload the first photo on my profile. I think strategy would be important, because when we started, we just uploaded a random photo from one of our dates and then we went to Goa and we started creating content. There was strategy there for sure, but it was still very fragmented. We were so confused. So I think strategy would be like the next thing. It's like figure out what is the strategy, what is the posting frequency, what is my niche, what are we doing about this, who are we speaking to, who are we attracting, who is part of the community that we're building, why do they care about us, get into the strategy of it.
Cool, that makes sense. Strategy goes a long way. Another habit is what I realized we did in the start, and I feel like very recently also, is that we created content by the day. And if you start creating content by the day and you're inspired, you have a good why, you have a good idea about what you want to offer in terms of value, you can do it for a couple of weeks, you can do it for a couple of months, but for years on, you will reach burnout. And I think that's where we reached at some point. Create content in advance rather than create it by the day.
Yeah.
I think that would go a long way.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like so many beginners are making this mistake of like, okay, it's Monday today, I have to post something, let me just shoot something and I'll edit and post it.
Yeah.
3 hours of Monday gone. And then suddenly it's Tuesday. Oh no, I don't have anything. I have to shoot again something. I have to edit something. 3 hours on Tuesday gone. And then you do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it's like 3 months later and you're just doing it by the day. And it takes so much juice out of you, which used to happen with us so much. So I guess to change it up, to start from zero, we would plan ahead. I wouldn't even start posting until we have like 20 reels ready to go.
That would be a game changer.
Yeah, because that bank would give us the permission to not feel like, oh, now we have to create something even though I'm not feeling inspired, to do it like a job. That bank would make us feel, okay, now we can relax. If I'm not in the mood today, I don't have to shoot anything. And if I'm feeling inspired today, I can shoot 5 reels today. I can shoot like 5 videos today if I'm feeling in the mood. So a bank. So it would be vision, craft a vision first, then it would be craft a strategy, and then it would be start batching batching content and create a content bank.
Yeah, that makes sense. The sequence makes sense.
Yeah. What next? What would happen after that? Would we start posting then?
Yes, I think that once we have a basic vision, a strategy, and content of say 20 days, we should start posting.
Yeah, because then what happens is you overthink and then you're like, oh, this video is not good enough.
I can make it a bit better.
Yeah, this edit is not good. This music doesn't sound good suddenly. Or like, I look so stupid in this first video. And then you start overthinking and then those 20 videos never even see the light of day. And we've seen that happen so many times. So get out of your head and start posting.
Yeah, I think we would have shared so much more content if you would have started earlier, like in a different mindset. Okay, this is not reaching a certain amount of quality we're trying to achieve, which only gets better with time.
Yeah,
The more often
you're
you
not like Picasso on your first try. You suck a lot before you become Picasso. Or like if you want to become like the Martin Scorsese of films, you're not just going to be that in your first film. You have to do like 20 films to become like Martin Scorsese. So it takes time, but people just expect perfection from day one. I expected perfection from day one as well. So going forward, if I had to change something, I would stop expecting perfection from myself and like
just post.
Post and forget and like move on and do the next thing and like get better 1% every day with every post rather than having to make the best 100% perfect post or perfect reel.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I feel perfectionism and like whoever I speak with, they're like, I have these ideas, I have created it, but I have not hit the button to post.
Yeah.
I'm like, just give me your phone, I will post it for you. Like, just post it.
Yeah.
You have to put it out there.
Yeah.
The world needs to know, the world needs to see. And more than anything, you have to give yourself that confidence to like put yourself out there and just see what happens.
So if we were starting from zero, would we still just focus on Instagram?
Oh no, that's a very good question. I think if we were just starting from zero, I would really want us to focus on YouTube as well, because those are like two different platforms.
Yeah.
Like Instagram is great short form content. You can build a nice community there, but it's really fast paced. It's like you don't post for a week, you will be forgotten.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, that's so true.
If we were starting again, I would go like, we have to be creating on YouTube as well, creating these long form videos where we're sitting down talking. It's because the people who watch longer videos, who stick around and are listening to your words or watching your content for longer time, they're more involved in your lives. Yes, people watching on Instagram are as well, they via your stories, via everything you share, but there's just something which makes you feel like you're in their lives more involved with a YouTube video.
I agree with what you said, but then I also disagree because I don't think somebody can focus on two different platforms at the same time. If you're focusing on so many different things, then you're focusing on nothing. I agree that it's important to be on YouTube as well. And for people who do enjoy long form content, who do enjoy creating those kind of videos, YouTube is still a great place to start. But not everyone can also post YouTube videos, post Instagram reels, do their full-time office job, and then give time to their family and friends. Like, it's not possible to do all of these things. So I think if you were starting from zero, I would still just pick one platform, post on it consistently for 6 months before thinking about another platform, whether that be Instagram or YouTube. That would be my choice if and when that time came. Pick one platform and post on it consistently before you start adding this another platform, because the videos that you make for both are also different. With Instagram, you have to tell a story in under 60 seconds. With YouTube, you have like 60 minutes if you want to tell your story. So those are very different mindsets and different kind of creative zones to be in. So that's what I think.
Makes sense. That's something we kind of dwindled on also when
In
we
the
started.
beginning, right?
We would do YouTube also.
Yeah.
We were doing that.
We were.
And we realized that we could create 2-3 videos in 6 month spans and then take a gap of 6 months and go like, we should do YouTube again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel this is me from that past time. Maybe it makes sense to have just focused on one platform. That's what I should have been doing. Wow, breakthrough in the podcast. Trying to figure out what I would do if I was starting fresh. Focus on just one platform. We could have put more energy into it.
Whatever that platform is, you don't have to be on Instagram if you don't enjoy being on Instagram. Like, you don't have to do that. You can be on YouTube, you can be on LinkedIn, on X, on Snapchat, like whatever platform you enjoy, give that your 100% attention rather than trying to be everywhere, every time, all at once, because then you're just spreading yourself too thin and it's impossible to have a posting schedule on all these different platforms unless you have a team.
Yeah, if you have a team, you're sorted.
Yeah, if you can hire people to help you out with everything and you have the money, then you're sorted. Then you can be everywhere all at once.
Then you should be everywhere.
Yeah, then you should. That's true.
Yeah.
But if you're like someone who's just solo or like as a couple, you're just trying to do something, then focus your energy on one thing.
Wow, it's just so cool that I got a breakthrough in this podcast. Yeah, that was the old mindset, and my new mindset is we focus on one thing. That's what we learned recently also.
Yeah, that's what we're learning from what we're learning right now.
Yeah, so that's a nice takeaway. So what do we have till now?
So we have a vision, we have a strategy, we have now a bank of 20 videos for whatever platform you're posting on, ready to go. And now you're like, okay, I'm confident. Now I'm not going to overthink. Now I'm going to start posting. So we started posting also. Now how would we grow this? Is there something that we would not do?
It's an interesting question. So there's this thing that on the name of research, I would end up doom scrolling. And when I would doom scroll and I would like take in so much content from other people for inspiration, I would realize that it takes away our authenticity, our unique touch. So maybe what I would do differently is first foremost, write down our ideas, our concepts, and then just take some inspiration if ever needed. But really think from within rather than take inspiration from outside. I would change that approach because I feel that we would have come up with so much more different things rather than something that's already being done.
I know what you mean, because now what we're creating is all coming from our head and we're not looking at anything else to create the kind of videos, and we're getting such good results with like number of people who are starting to convert to follow us from those unique videos that we started to create,
Right.
versus when we had just started and we were looking up to all these different people and we were just basically seeing what they were doing and trying to repeat it, and we've lost our uniqueness, I
Somewhere
guess,
along the
somewhere
line.
along the way, and now we're trying to find it.
Yeah.
So if we were starting again from day one, we would just focus on our own selves rather than see what other people are doing and trying to copy that. We would just be like, I don't care what's working for everyone else. I want to do it this way, and this is how I'm going to present my work. And
Yeah.
I mean, don't be an idiot about it where you're like, okay, no, but this is what I want to do, even if it's getting zero.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not what we're trying to say.
That's not what we're saying. We're just saying like follow your own creativity rather than trying to like find inspiration from
Yeah.
outside. I think what I was going to say when I said what we would not do is same. I would not look at other people's content. I would not follow anyone. I would not consume at all. I would just do what I want to do. Because consuming can also give you this overwhelm of like, oh, but they're already doing this idea. Why should I do this idea? Or like they already have so many followers in this niche. Why should I make mine? Like, because it makes you feel like you're nothing, you know, like it makes you feel like you're behind. And that is not some place that I would want to be. So I would not follow anyone. I would not consume any content. I would just create.
If you can just be in that space,
Yeah.
like it's difficult because there's
It's so difficult.
because when you go to post online, you naturally see like 100 different videos.
Yeah.
And like you're like, okay, I can't see this. I'm just going to post my stuff. That's very difficult, honestly. But yeah, if you can do that, if you can not consume as much and just keep creating while not being an idiot about it, you have something on with you.
Yeah. I feel mindset is also such an important part while you're starting something new like content creation. If you're just starting from zero, I would also at the same time invest in my learning and invest in like upgrading my operating system, because what you see is what you get. What you put your attention on is what you receive from the universe. So if you're putting your attention on like, oh, but why should I do things like what I was saying earlier, or like why should I create content because when it's already been done before, or why should I start from zero when this person already has 100k followers in this niche, like, you know, you start seeing life give you answers in that way. But then when you change your questions and you're like, how can I do it better? How can I do it differently? How can I express myself? How can I be more creative? You start seeing different results. So I would also invest in ourselves earlier. I would get a mentor. I would learn more. I would read more books. I would expose myself to a different way of thinking if I wanted a different life.
So good. I think along the lines of mindset, I just want to add that also the way you take in the feedback comes in the mindset part. So for example, the type of comments people are putting out there,
Yeah.
the type of metrics you see, like if someday a post is performing well, you feel good about it. That's how I felt personally. I would see like my dopamine would go off the charts. I would go like, wow, so many people are liking our post. And then there are days when people didn't like the post and I was like,
And we'd get hate comments
and we'd get hate
DMs.
comments and DMs, and we would be so affected by it. And it took us so much time to realize that this is not our life.
Yeah.
This is just
Oh,
a
yes.
part of our life. It's
Yeah.
not like it's just work. So don't get so connected to
and detach from it.
and detach from it.
Also, like what you're saying is like not make your content your identity.
Exactly.
Like keep that separate from who you are. Because when you start getting all of this dopamine and hits from these numbers and stuff, the downs can also take you really, really down. So keep your identity separate from your content.
Yeah, I think once you detach the two, you know that okay, this is me as a person,
Yeah.
and my content is my creative expression.
Yeah.
And
So
you-
when people attack your creative expression, you don't let them attack your identity.
Exactly.
Because that used to happen with us so much.
we would put something online and then we would see the feedback, and both of us would be in the bedroom.
And we'd like let that impact our day. We'd let it like put us in a bad mood and we'd just feel bad. And it wasn't a nice space to be in.
It wasn't a nice place to be in. But now we have kind of put these two things separate.
Yeah.
And now we look at it only from a very analytical point of view. So like if something's working well, we don't get that dopamine hit and go like, oh wow, it's working well. We go like, why is it working well?
Yeah. Like we started dissected. We started looking at it as scientists.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is working here? Like, let's look at it. Like, how can we repeat it? How can we learn from this?
Yeah.
Rather than trying to make it mean something about us and like feed our ego. Now we're just like looking at it from an analytical point of view. Like if you're running a business and suddenly you have a really good month, month, you're not gonna be like, oh, that was it. That was just a random month and now I can't recreate that, or like I can't now. No, you're in business. You have to be analytical about it. What worked that month? What promotion did you do? How did you get so many like customers that month? How can you repeat it? That's how a business mind looks at it. And that's how I would look at it from the start. Rather than it feeding my ego, I would look at it analytically.
So yeah, I think mindset plays a key role.
For sure. I feel like so many people are not in the right mindset. They are just there to make money or like get quickly famous or like mooch off of other people and like just, it's not the right mindset that they're approaching content creation. They're just like, okay, people can make millions of dollars from this. I should also do it. Or like, it's not the right place to be in, because then once you're high, you're really high. And then once you're low, it's like low.
Like
so
you feel
low.
it. You feel it in your bones.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Imagine for real something happened to our Instagram account. The 600K followers that we've built, for real something happened. What would your first reaction be?
Oh, preparation for the next move.
Wow.
That's what I felt first. This is a different Harsh, by the way, speaking right now. If you would have asked me this like a few months back, I would be like, I'm scared now. But now it's like, I have the tools and knowledge to restart something with you.
Yeah.
And we can do that any moment. We can start something right now. And so I was like, just get into preparation mode. Don't think about it, because thinking about it won't work. You can try reaching out to the team and trying to figure it out. But like, just start preparing for the next thing. So preparation.
Wow. I feel like I would feel bad about it for a minute, maybe a whole month. But then yeah, I would also get into preparation mode, because there's no point feeling bad about it. What happened. Now you can't change the past. You can only change the future. So I would also get into preparation mode and like doing an action and like moving on and like doing something else, because it's not like ideas ki kami hai yahan pe bahut ideas hai.
True.
So we have like a whole Notion page which has like so many ideas for us to just waiting for us to execute on. And I'm talking business ideas, not content ideas.
Yeah, we have a lot of business ideas.
So we would just move on to the next thing. I feel I would feel bad for some time and then I would move on.
Yeah, for me, that moving on part should be quick so that I don't feel bad for too long. It's almost that sort of a sense, but it makes sense. All right, let me ask you this interesting thing. If you were starting fresh, what would be the equipment? Because we have purchased a lot of things in these many years of content creation. What would be the things we would focus on buying first or investing in first? Mean by physical products, and what would be things that you would not buy again?
Oh, so we've bought so many cameras, gimbals, drones, tripods. We bought so much stuff. I don't feel like you need any of that. I feel like you just need a good phone camera, and that's literally it, because your phone can act as your camera, it can act as your broadcasting device, it can give you the internet to put everything online, it can be the microphone, it can be the editing software. Like your phone is literally all you need, a good phone camera. So if it's like any of the latest phone cameras in the last 1 or 2 years, it's a good enough camera or a good enough phone already. I don't feel like I would buy the next new phone. I feel like a good phone camera. But then what I would buy if I was starting from scratch is I would buy my time back. So I would invest in a team member ASAP. So I would buy somebody else's time to come in and help us with editing, with uploading, or like anything that's too time consuming. That's what I would buy. What would you buy?
Wow, I didn't even think of it from that angle, but that makes so much sense.
Now you want to steal my answer.
Now I'm going to steal your answer. I would also invest in team members. Yes. No, it makes sense, because you think it's just a 1-minute video, but to put a story in within 60 seconds takes skill. Skill requires time, and like when you're creating something from scratch in this beginning, it takes hours and hours and hours of mastering that skill. And like if you're doing it day in day out, it's a lot of time, so you can't focus on your bigger picture then. So yeah, investing in team would be a great starting point. But like even that's maybe could be a next step, but having a good phone camera, and every phone camera these days is very nice, so that would be a good starting point. And also I feel that if you're like an individual, having a tripod makes a lot of sense, because placing your phone against a bottle or like just some random spot and getting those random corners, like random angles, is okay. It'll do the job for now. But if you want to look at it seriously and you want better angles, like something like this, then you want a tripod.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, a tripod would also be my next investment. After a good phone and like a team member to handle editing or something, then a tripod, a good steady tripod.
But that's it really.
Yeah.
And if you're doing like talking style videos, maybe something like this,
then you can start investing in a good backdrop and a good lighting. Like you can like slowly, build yourself up. You don't need everything from day one.
Yeah, I was going to say mic though.
Oh, okay. Mic also.
Yeah, a mic.
See, now we're gonna get into everything.
Yeah, because there's a long list.
Yeah, there's so many things then now you can get. But I think to start with a good phone camera, literally all you need.
Yeah.
Like, don't even overthink it.
Yeah, I know. We'll start building that list.
Yeah.
I think that's why we ended up buying so many things.
Yeah, we had so many things that we had to just like give away
Give
after
away. We didn't even
point.
sell them.
We
We
didn't
just-
even sell them
We gave it to our friends and family.
we did. We gave my friend's dad our gimbal. We gave like so many of our friends and family little cameras that we had.
We had spare tripods.
We had
also.
spared so much. We just gave away.
Yeah. So yeah, you just need so little. There's only so much you can capture.
Everyone thinks that you need this angle and that angle and this gimbal and that drone, and no, you don't. You just need one good phone camera and your good self presence in front of that camera.
You need you. I
Yeah.
think it really comes down to
Yeah.
that. If you can put yourself in front of the camera, that's all that matters.
Yeah, for sure. So that was some of our thoughts on what we would do if you were starting from scratch. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking about it or have just started your own Instagram account or YouTube channel or something to start building your personal brand. I hope you were able to learn from us and learn from what we would do differently if we had to start from zero, and use this as information for your own selves, because there's no point in just consuming this content. Learn it and apply it in your life. Make something out of it for yourself rather than just consume other people's content. I feel like that's also a major theme in what I said. I would not consume content, I would start creating. So consume less, create more. I think is that the whole point.
Let's close it on that.
Yeah.
Consume less, create more.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Just go for it. Keep creating.
So with that, we wrap up another episode of Dream Creator Diaries. Make sure to follow us on Instagram on Dream Creator Academy, which is our main platform where we help beginners understand Instagram, help them monetize and build their personal brands. And if you're interested for some more resources on applying this knowledge, then you can find them in the description below. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.